Finally, after a long hike through these mathematical woods, we've come to our destination, problem number 8. 3x squared plus 4x minus 20 equals 0. He's a nice guy. He's not radical. He doesn't have fractions to worry about. He's quadratic. And how do we know that? Because we see the x squared. And since this is quadratic, this is a polynomial with degree 2, we expect to have 2 solutions. Go through our progression. Can I use the square root property here? Well, no, because I have 2 variable terms, so I'm not going to do that. Can I factor? Well, maybe we should check that out. If I multiply, and I do the AC method here, so off to the side, I'm going to work this out. AC method would say to do 3 times 20, and we get 60. And the way that I show my students to do this, I look at it in terms of absolute values. I don't worry about this being a negative 20. I want to look at factors of 60. Now here's where I use the sign. I want factors of 60 that can subtract to give me 4. And factors of 60 that can subtract to 4 are 6 and 10. Now if you don't see that right away, you can build your factor pairs starting with 1 and 60, 2 and 30, and so on. Now that I know it's 6 and 10, I'm going to rewrite this middle piece right here using the 6 and the 10 and paying attention to my signs. So I have 3x squared, 6x, 10x, minus 20 is equal to 0. Now get the right signs here. In order to get a positive 4, the larger of these guys has to be positive. That means this guy's going to be a negative. Now it doesn't matter if I do negative 6x plus 10x or if I swap and do positive 10x minus 6x. Once you do factoring by grouping, it's all going to be the same. So in this first group, my common factor between these two terms is 3x, and I'm left with x minus 2. In the second group, the common factor is positive 10, and when I factor that out, I have x minus 2. So we'll finish the factoring by grouping. These guys are the same, so that's my common factor I'll pull out front, x minus 2 times 3x plus 10 is equal to 0. Now that we have this factored equal to 0, we set each factor equal to 0 as an application of the zero factor theorem. So if you have a product that equals 0, either the first factor is equal to 0 or the other factor is equal to 0. So from here we can say that x equals 2. Solving this guy for x, the first step you would take is to subtract 10 and then divide by 3. We needed 2 answers. We have 2 answers. Now for those of you who are playing along with the home version, you could also have solved this by completing the square, nasty fractions running around everywhere. You also could have used the quadratic formula, but if you used the quadratic formula, you would have had a lot of extra simplifying to do along with dealing with larger numbers. So if you go through the progression like we've talked about, once you find a method that works, that's going to be the one that gets you to the answers with the least amount of work and the least amount of simplifying. So, hope you enjoy this super quiz. See you later for the next one.